I got an infection. A Stafford infection. Wow.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go now. Here we go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Pizza and Hummus podcast. Clocking in. Okay, Richie, so we got a bunch of random kind of topics, but I feel like we can all mingle this in. I saw a kind of a common theme.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I did. A common theme with all these. Women, am I right?
Oh my gosh.
But one thing I thought we can kind of talk about, we've always kind of go to our past, and I feel like that's where all of our old wounds are, and that's where all the great just stories. And you need those crappy teenage and childhood years of, you just need that conflict because it just creates such rich stories now. It's like a nice investment.
This is the healing.
This is the healing. And I think that's one of the reasons why we get into comedy too, is because, you get hurt feelings and you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make fun of myself and that'll make the tears go away. And then it kind of does.
It usually happens.
So my thing was, growing up, the boys were always playing sports.
Yeah.
Essentially. If you want to know where I was the kid who was alone playing imaginary Pokemon. And occasionally I would be able to bring a friend with me to play imaginary Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z. Like I was doing like the handstand, like, ah. And that's all I did.
Yeah.
I always avoided like playing the sports because I hated it. I hated it. One, there's nothing creative about it. I couldn't find anything creative about it. And two, it requires physical abilities that I did not have.
Physical abilities.
To put it in perspective, we had this, my mom gave us, she wrote these books. She had these little books. And when we were growing up, when we were babies, she would write little things like, oh, what was his favorite thing? He likes his mac and cheese or whatever that's. And she had a section on there that said things that Vince is good at. And it was like, oh, he's good at drawing. He likes to draw.
Yeah.
He's good with the computers, which back then was probably like the huge computers where he's good at the computers. He's good at reading. He's a good reader and he's a good writer. Things not good at, which I don't know why
She included
this must have not been meant for millennial kids, because millennial kids don't have things that they're not good at.
Yeah.
Everyone gets their trophy.
Yeah.
But anyways, she fills in
What is this, a roast, Mom? What are you talking about? Things isn't
not good at. She writes sports. But then in parentheses says not coordinated yet.
Oh my god!
So she had some faith. Like, he's just not coordinated yet.
She included the yet.
Once his brain and his legs work and he can realize that he can kick the ball and he can throw like a normal person,
Then the scholarship will come in.
then the scholarship. It's only a matter of time,
Right.
It's about the journey, not the destination. And I just remember I just hated sports. The only thing I remember as a kid liking about sports was the pictures of the logos. Like I would see like the images like, oh look, the Vipers. Remember the Vipers?
I remember the Vipers.
Yeah. The Vipers taking on the Dragons.
There was
I'm
always
like,
free tickets to the Vipers.
Wait, yeah.
What was about the Vipers that they could not charge money for their tickets? Why me, 8-year-old Richie, on the bus do I always get Viper tickets?
You want some free tickets, kid?
I'm at the Palace scalping Vipers tickets at 8.
You have to give people money. Just take them.
Right.
And but I would say, oh, Vipers versus Dragons. I'm like, wow, that sounds amazing. That
Naturally.
sounds great. And then you watch it, and just a bunch of guys with sticks on ice. And I was like, what is this mess?
I feel like for a very similar in that, as far as I really like sports. I like playing sports. I more so just like playing, like doing stuff actively. But I wasn't into being competitive. Wasn't really interested, which is why organized sports. You guys gotta train super hard all the time, and we gotta do it as a group, and then we gotta do our homework as a group, and then we gotta run together as a group.
We gotta make out as a group.
And then I was like, I'm not really interested in that. I just kind of want to I just want to. How about I do all this alone, and you guys do all that alone, and then I'll see you never. And then, but no, I mean,
So golf was your thing.
golf was my thing. Golf and shot put. No, I as far as like sports specifically, I never watched sports. I mean, I watched it here and there, but I think as far as like manliness, like organized sports and competition, not interested. I like, but I liked activity. So it wasn't full on.
Did your dad ever watch sports?
Yeah, he's my dad's super into sports.
Was that your thing? See, my dad never did. And that was the thing was, I think a lot of kids, they would grow up because their dads would watch sports, and then the mom's watching sport, and then the kids, everybody watching sports. So then I to this day really can't watch an entire sports event because I grew up and my dad never did, and he wasn't like, turn that off. He just never watched them because it bored him to tears. And now I watch it and I go, this is 99% just Budweiser commercials with a little bit of the game and mainly zoom close-up shots of everyone's faces as they're walking because the play or it's in timeout or whatever it is. It's all the same crap. Yeah. And I can't get myself to it. And then with the Super Bowl, it's like, oh, let's watch for the commercials. Yeah. So I'm literally just reverse where I'm not watching the game. I just wait and then I go, oh, look, the game's about to end. I can watch the commercials.
Well, no, it was actually the exact opposite. Yeah, my dad, a normal adult male, manly man into sports, and watches sports and played sports. But so I mean, I played sports growing up to kind of emulate him. I was like, okay, my dad plays baseball, so I'm gonna try playing baseball.
Was baseball his favorite sport? What was kind of
probably baseball?
What's his thing?
Probably baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I don't know. Baseball or football is what he likes in general.
Because some people they're like, okay, I like watching baseball, but I gotta watch my hockey, or I gotta watch my football, or whatever.
I feel like hockey and football, like if you're super into hockey, you say, football's stupid, and if you're super into football, you say, hockey's stupid.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans.
You
decide who's who.
Yeah.
Nothing is more awkward than when I'm with a group of adult men and the men start talking about sports, and it's kind of going around the circle, and everyone's partaking. Oh, I can't believe you see that. Danielson didn't make the pass. Gee whiz. Oh, my guy, he didn't. The fourth quarter. If they're going to draft so-and-so here and there, then we're going to have to really tighten up on defense.
You know what they say? Defense is a good offense.
And then it comes to me because it's some sort of methodical circle formation to where eventually I have to say something. And I just go, no, I didn't see that game.
I was living light life.
Wait. No, I saw the beginning. Yeah. No, I fell asleep. Nah, long day. Big day.
I had a big day.
I get sleepy after.
That's the only thing that I regret not falling in love with sports is I can't. That's always the go-to conversation you can have with a man.
No.
I can't talk to men either. That's like the most go-to thing is you could sit there and be like, Cardinals, right? And everyone will be like, yeah, what the hell's going on?
Literally, I make it a joke in my own head to say or to think of how little sense do I have to make and still get other adult men who know sports to agree with me. It's the funniest thing every Tiger season I go through, and it's literally that. I go there. You know what? If they keep this up, they can kiss the World Cup goodbye. I say crap like that all the time, and then no one goes like, "It's not a World Cup, you idiot."
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I can do is I just make a joke like that's. It's always like a stupid joke that pretty much says, hey, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I just start going, yeah, man, Barry Sanders says it's coming back.
I don't buy it.
I just, I don't know. I think, and hockey, I'm always like, you know what they got to do if they're going to win some games? They got to start bringing Yzerman out. Why don't they bring Yzerman out? This pisses me off. That's the only thing I have. And then they laugh or they go, and then they walk away.
I'll listen to other men talk. And so I'll pick things up, and every season I have a statement that I say, just like you do, but mine's serious. Yeah. And mine for the Lions is always, you know what they need to focus on is the offensive line. You know, you give Stafford such a hard time. You need to start putting pressure on the offensive line. Look at my face. Look how serious I am about the Lions' offensive line. No one has ever called me out on it ever. No one's ever asked a follow-up question. And if they do, I say, you know what? That's a question for a different day.
You know what?
It never doesn't work. It never. You say offensive line, and man, they'll agree with you.
No, my always thing is like, you know what? Defense wins games. That's always my thing. Defense wins games. But you know what though? One time,
defense does win games.
Defense does win games.
You know what you got to do to sell it? You have to say it. You have to repeat it 3 times, and you have to kind of yell it. As they're saying something, I go, defense wins games. Defense wins games. Defense wins games. I'm sorry. You have to apologize about it for some reason.
I'm sorry, man.
Defense wins games.
But the problem is, like I'm not up to date with names. Like, is Stafford, is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You get a Stafford infection.
You got to quit pulling the goalie, otherwise you're going to get a Stafford infection. I could see the people who are, like, addicted to gambling and they're gambling sports where, like, it matters if they win or lose because otherwise they're going to lose money or they're going to win a lot of money.
Yeah.
I see that. Or my thing is they should do this because people get so upset.
Yeah.
I remember people would have bad days. They would be like, hey, what's happened? Oh, I'm just bummed. Why? Oh, because, my team lost. My team lost. Who gives a fuck? Let me tell you something.
Your team
is going to play next year. Everyone's going to have a clean slate next season. This is where it brings into this thing. I think it'd be cool if you lost, you can't play again for 4 years, like an election. You should just not be. Your team can't play. And that's it. And I think that's what made back in Roman times gladiators so impressive because when they lost, they were done. They died. There was no coming back, I
mean, they could try.
They could try
real hard, but, they usually were just dead.
It's not going to work. You're just dead. and that's the part that everyone's like, what? It's like, guys, it's literally not even a year from today, they're going to be playing again the same sport. What have we ever figured out that we are watching, we are analyzing, we are throwing billions of dollars, billions into grown men playing a child game? That's all it is.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be bringing this competition this high for any of this stuff. Like we're throwing millions of dollars for people to play game. But you know what though? I always try to do this, but my family, we grew up with musicians, so like concerts and music and all this is a big deal. And you can literally do the same argument. Yeah, like you're spending millions of dollars for people to create noise. Yeah. Essentially you're just creating sounds that sound pleasing and everyone thinks that they're great and they're trying to analyze their genius and trying to go through all their stuff. It's the same thing. But there's the difference. I don't like sports, right. so I'm biased. I'm on this team. I'm on
my team. I'm gonna disagree.
Now, what about you? Because right now you're into weightlifting. That's an athletic sport. But growing up, where were you kind of at in that?
I was like, okay, my dad plays baseball, so I want to play baseball. And I was on the team, and then again it came down to, okay, now we're doing this as a group. Oh, and you did bad, so that's bad, and so it's bad. And I was like, I'm not really interested in your opinion. So I mean, yeah, I know I did bad, but. Yeah, we lost, and here's the thing, and I think this comes back to competition. Who cares if we lose? Yeah, which no one who's into sports can grasp their head around. What do you mean? Who cares if we lose? I literally don't care. I was on the team, and I was like, I don't care if we win. I made like such big mistakes. Like there was a pop fly. And I'm in the outfield, of course. There was a pop fly, and I'm running into the ball, and I've got it. I'm way ahead of it. I'm not like running and catching it. Like I run, and then you stop, and then I still got 3 Mississippis before it falls into my mitt, right? I do that whole thing, run. Okay, there's a ball, run up. I got my mitt up, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and then it falls 10 feet in front of me onto the ground.
Dude, that sounds like my life.
And
That sounds like a good example of like life.
so-
Like you're thinking like, all right, I got this. Now I'm just gonna take my time, and
Now
you
I'm
go,
just taking my time.
oh shit, I was way off.
My dad's in the stands. My whole family's in the stands. Everyone's watching me because the whole game's attention is on where the ball is, and the ball is over me. And there's no one to my left. There's no one to my right. It's my job to catch the ball, and it's in the bag. and I effed it up completely. And then I was super embarrassed, but at the same time, I'm just like, what are you gonna give me money?
So when I was little, when Space Jam came out,
Oh, nailed it.
yeah, I went to basketball camp.
Mm-hmm.
I also went because my cousin played. But anyways, he played basketball, so I was like, okay, I gotta play basketball. So I went and I was gonna play basketball, but turns out little Vince is afraid of the basketball because it looked big and heavy when people pass it to you.
Right.
So I didn't catch it. I would like hide and run, and then I would walk around, and according to my mom, I would just take my jersey and just try to eat it and like just put it in my mouth because that was more interesting. And you know what? Looking back, it probably was more interesting than playing basketball. Another sport that I played for 2 weeks was tackle football. Because for some reason, like football, it's like tackling. It's like a battle. It's like a war. I don't know. For some reason, I was like, oh, this is great. And then I started playing football, and I was like, yeah. I'm like, I want to do real tackle football. Though. I don't want to mess with this touch stuff or this flag stuff. So I was like, yeah, I want to do a football team. I was in 6th grade. I want to say I was close 60 to 70 pounds. Mm-hmm. Most kids that age were 120 to 150, which is my weight now.
Yeah.
So I was very skinny, just a twig, right? And mom was like, you can't play football because I would have my mom talk like that. You can't play football because you skinny. Well, I want to play football. So she's like, okay. So I start playing tackle football, and like the first 2 weeks is like it's camp and there's no pads, and it's great because they're like, hey, this is football camp. What do you want to play? And I'm like, I want to be running back. I want to run away from the people that are trying to tackle. I'm gonna blast through them. You know, I want to be like Marshall Faulk. He was so cool from the Rams. I want to play. I know some sports stuff, and so I'm like I want to be running back. Okay, so they train me and I get all prepped. Yeah, running back.
They train you.
They train. They have these little drills that you did, you know.
Right.
And then like my brother, he was like a quarterback. I'll be like Kurt Warner. We like the Rams. Okay, I also like Buccaneers too. But anyways, so they're playing, and then they're like, okay, well now like the real season starts.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And you know I'm not the fastest, most athletic kid in the world, so I can say I'm not gonna be picked for that. I get it. Yeah. But you know, they had like, okay, this coach, his kid's got to be quarterback, and then his brother's got to have running back or whatever, all that great stuff. That's great. Here's where I had a problem with it. They were like, okay, what do we do with little Vince? Vince is a skinny, 60-pound man. What they should have said was put him on the bench. They didn't. Or they could have said, "Hey, let's maybe have him run for a little. It'd be wide receiver, just look like he's going out for a pass.
We
but
never
really,
throw it to him.
Just never throw it to him.
Right.
Yeah, right. You know, he's just kind of there to distract. No, this is what they did. They said, "Okay, we're gonna take Skinny Vince and we're gonna put him on the line." I was tight end, which tight end does go out for passes occasionally. However, you have to also know how to be able to block and do that. And every time
To put all 70 pounds in front of you.
yeah, I would go set, hike, and I would take all 70 pounds of me to lunge forward, and every time the guy would knock me on my ass, and he would go and tackle the quarterback. Every time. I was just the weakest wall imaginable. And they were like, you just got to get angry. You just got to get tough. So I was trying to get pumped, and I was like, yeah. I was like, this is like David and Goliath. I'm going to do this. So I would turn to like, ah. And every time he would knock me over, and it would blast through. And let me tell you something, especially when it comes to cheap children's sports, they didn't give you equipment that fit.
No.
They would put a helmet on me. It would be super empty. They would slap it, and it would bag me in the head, and they would go, "You're good. You're good. Steal it. Take it. Take off. Die. Brain aneurysms. Will Smith movie." So
Get a concussion.
he didn't make it to the Emmys. He's pissed. So that's what they did, right? So every time I got hit, I would get these like bad headaches, and it would just be painful, right? Mm-hmm. So then they said, "Okay, we got a solution." So they go, "Okay, Vince, you're gonna run. You're gonna be running back." And I was like, "Finally, these people!" Like I was so happy, I was so excited, right? I did one play. They give me the ball. I run. I think I got a good distance. Maybe I got 10 feet. Doesn't matter. And let me tell you something. Getting tackled versus getting knocked down head on, completely different feeling. When you get tackled and you fall forward, it doesn't hurt. You're like, oh wait, we have all this padding on. It's great.
Yeah.
Getting tackled head on, not, it feels bad. So the coach goes, what'd you think of that? And I go, I loved it. It was great. And he got mad at me because he thought I was being a smart ass. And long story short, what happened was, I didn't find out till later, was he purposely told me to get the ball, and he told all the kids to hit me as hard as they could.
What?
So that way I would feel it and know what it's like to get hurt. So that way I would be better on the line. And that was supposed to be my motivation for my physical inability to block the line. Was now he knows how it feels. So now he'll block harder and he'll do better.
Yeah, go smoke this whole pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. And I was like, what the hell? So I ended up not, and I was freaking out because we were going to have a game coming up, and they were like, you guys don't embarrass me and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm going to embarrass you because you guys clearly put me in a bad position here. And so I didn't play football anymore. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I did play a sport for 2 years. I played lacrosse.
No.
I did, yeah. I played lacrosse. 8th grade and... No, 7th, 8th, and then beginning of 9th-ish. I was a big lacrosse player. Lacrosse was great because it was like hockey, but you didn't have to learn how to skate, which I had to learn how to skate. And with ice skating, the walls were my brakes. I never knew how to actually stop. So I was like, I'm going to be screwed in this sport. But it was like great because it was on grass. And then you could do a little checking, but it wasn't like you were going to get knocked down super hard and hurt. And they got the cool sticks, and lacrosse at the time was new for that school and for that district, so everybody was on the same playing field. Like, you're going to have your athletic kids that can run and stuff, but they're not going to be able to catch or not going to be able to do certain things. So I played that. I played every position except defense and goalie, and I had fun, but I just got to the point where I was like, I can't keep denying myself. I'm not very athletic, and I don't want to be, because I'd rather go do something creative. I want to create something. So then I started getting into music and stories. And I went back, essentially back to my imaginary world that I had.
You always come back.
You always come back. So you just played baseball. Did you play any other sports?
No, yeah. I played baseball. And then, yeah, my dad wrestled too, and I wrestled. I really liked that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wrestled for a long time. In junior high, I wrestled, but I didn't, it wasn't in a league. It was in camps. So, and then when I got to high school, I wrestled actually for the team, and I liked it a lot. But then it's like, okay, cool. So you're a human being. All right. Now you're also going in school every day. All right. Perfect. All right. You're done with school every day. Come on out to practice. All right. Awesome. Weekend? No. All right. 12-hour meet at some weird high school. All day. What is there to eat? Hot dogs. Nice. All right. Cool. Then, all right, Monday. Sweet. Back to school. Nice. What's after that? Practice. Oh, perfect. Yes, I love it. Sick? Forget it. You're coming to practice. Ooh. Ouch. Whoops. Whoops. These are just onomatopoeias now. Buzz. Hop. Whoop.
Yep.
Got him.
Whoop. Homework? Nope.
So I liked it a lot because, again, it wasn't it's a team sport. You could argue with it if you're being super cheesy and cliche. No, you're on your own. You do it. You practice with the team. Awful. Hated it. Awesome. Sweet. Unlivable lifestyle. Nailed it. Yep. Fun.
With the sports, these people act like, oh yeah, my kid, yeah, he's in the professionals and all this
Yeah.
good crap. And I just hope I don't love my children that much because it's annoying.
That is I recently went to a game, unrelated to me. It was a friend of a friend's son. So super distant. I go, why not tag along? How awful could this be watching a junior high basketball game? It was awful. The most entertaining part of it was the parents. Like, literally threatening other kids, other 13-year-olds on the opposite team because they fouled his son, allegedly.
Yeah.
And then the ref didn't call it. Do you know where you are right now? You're threatening the life of a 13-year-old. Should I call the cops? Why are you here? And like the most like hurtful things. There was a kid on there with a broken arm, and the jokes I heard from the parents behind me, like we were literally at the roast.
What a loser.
It was like, I don't think anything's offensive, and I was just like, I'm so offended right now. I gotta cover my ears. This is bad. And then what made it the funniest is I had to go to the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom, and I forget I'm at a junior high bathroom, and the sinks are like
Perfect size for you.
yeah.
Extra small.
Honestly, if it's perfect size for me, it's super small.
It's super tiny. So many people don't make it into the NFL or in any of these type of sports. But they treat their kid like their kid is the messiah of the sport.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, yeah, he's gonna make it big time. And like you said, they're giving death threats to
Literally.
anybody. They're fighting for the name of their child.
Yeah.
Because their kid got fouled because he accidentally bumped and traveled. And what's funny too is there's so many politics in sports, in kids sports. Parents would take out the coach. Now this is like middle school.
Yeah.
Taking the coach out for drinks to kind of like
What?
Yeah, I swear to God. They would take him out to drinks and like be buddies with him so that way their kid could play more. Hey coach, want to buy some drinks? You like my wife? Billy needs to be first string and she can pull a couple strings if you know what I mean.
Hey, 2 for $20 at Chili's.
2 for $20 at Chili's.
I got you a gift card, $40. You take the wife out. Maybe.
And the coach is like, I don't know. You know, and I wonder, like, why would you ever coach a young? Because here's the thing, like, if you're a coach, why would you coach a young kids league if none of your kids are in it? And I realize because you're getting all the hot wives and all the booze.
There's Chili's.
I wouldn't be
gift cards.
surprised, and that's probably why they get so mad. And they're like, what? You can't mess up and keep getting fouls?
You know how much I've been through? Calls his son by his last name.
Yeah. Well, that's what they do in sports. They call it by last
Hey.
name because that's what it says in the back of the jersey.
Yeah, right. Hey, Dickerson. Hey, Dickerson.
That's what it says in the back of the jersey.
Here we go now. Here we go. Here we go now.